Hi, this is Marcella. I am doing the October 12th, or excuse me, October 11th, 2025 Saturday video. And boy, I thought we had a great week. Pete's Clinical on Wednesday did really well. We had a few challenges in the beginning, partly because there was a big wreck on the Makali and it held me tight. Wouldn't let me go. But anyway, I did get there and everybody had been handling it okay, pretty good. So the best we could anyway. And so that turned out really good. I enjoyed the hospital. That was nice. And all seemed to have gone well on Monday with HCA clinics. I got a couple of texts back saying that they had a good day and they enjoyed it and things. And we actually got a nice written compliment about Angel. So I've got that up on the wall. So when you guys come in, you can look at it. Let me see. I've got it. Oh, just to make everybody aware. I read this yesterday and I'm tired. I've already forgot what I wrote. So anyway, what I was going to say is if anybody wants to write a letter or a note about you, they can write it on that CTR form. That really is the best because that's going to stay with you. But if they do want to write a note or a letter or something, that's great. We'll just put you up on the wall. I thought that was excellent. That PN clinical sheet isn't really, I'm trying to, get us away from the PN side of town and just keep you over here on our end. Because as you remember at the very beginning, they were trying to convince me that LPNs are the same as RNs. And I'm like, 48 years? They're not. So anyway, and they still try to push stuff like that. It's like, no. These are different humans now. All right, so the RN class, we really want everything clinical. Oh, okay, so I already said that. Sorry, notice I was drifting off. Don't forget the final on our next classroom day is on pediatrics. And I suspect there's going to be some farm on it because I guess I'm hearing that there is more farm on kids, on pediatric stuff in the NCLEX than there is on adults. So you might want to just kind of pay attention to that a little bit, maybe do some practices. I almost did a test on it, the dynamic quiz on it. And I thought, well, shoot, you just need to look up your notes or whatever and not, mess up a test just in case you've forgotten some things. Just keep kind of going back to it every week and reading your notes and things like that. And you should be able to hold that information in your mind. A lot of it's just repetition. You just got to read it again. And then it's like, oh, yeah, I remember that. And then read it next week. And then, oh, yeah, okay. So I just suggest you doing that because they say the number one reason why people fail in NCLEX is because of those dang farm questions. So just know that, hear it, and, do studies on it. Just read your notes, quick notes, your 3x5 cards, whatever it is that you're doing. And, once a week, and you'll do good. All right, let me see. Don't worry about what, let me see. Oh, yeah, because farm with peds is a different animal. I remember, why did I write animal? And also, when you're working in clinicals as a nurse, then you'll want to be double checking all peds things. I went in and out of a peds ICU for a while because, they were short staffed. So I would get pulled down there. I was a rent-a nurse at that time. And, I would not give anything that I calculated myself. I had to have the charge nurse do it. And I thought that was just fine because just a little bit of a miss on your calculations with a kid's med is bad. Not good. Not a good outcome. All right, question for this video. What is the final test over? Okay, But don't worry, I think you guys are going to do good. I really don't see anybody that's going to fail their NCLEX. I just really don't see that. I see that some people maybe have trouble with that, deer in the headlights. Oh my God, it's a test kind of thing, and maybe not do as good as they could because they're smart people. But just keep working on that. Maybe read something on it or get a therapist for a couple of weeks and get help with ideas on how to train yourself out of that. But that, I think, are the only people that might have any trouble at all, and they make high grades otherwise. So that's kind of got to figure out something to do. All right. So anyway, okay. So remember, we're back on taking account of late assignments. So remember, it's 25 the first day, 10 each day after till the 6th day, and then you get a 0. So have to do it because I can't do it for just, I can't do it for half the class and then don't do it for the other class. That's not fair. So, and it is a helpful thing. Also, remember on your employability, any negative things count, like you're being late. Now, originally, our rules on employability was you lose 5 points if you're late. And that kind of means that, you start out with 100 points, you're late 2 days, now you're at 90 points, another 2 days, and now you're at 80, and below 80, employability is one of those pieces that you would fail with below 80. That also is clinicals. Those are the two big main babies that you do not want to get below 80. So really work hard on that. All right. So anyway, so I changed that to 3 points because otherwise we'd already be missing a couple people. Stop being habitually late because that is a bad employability thing. All right. All right. So Dr. Perquet, Aaron downstairs, told me once here a couple months ago, he said he told me that the leaders of the many involved organizations with this program, which are your future employers, say that the most important thing for them if they were to hire you is how good of an employee you are. He told me, he says, they say, yeah, well, we can teach them how to do a dressing. If they don't know how to do a dressing, change. But we need them to be there on time. We need them to not have a bad attitude, not to be sloppy, to be trustworthy, not to be absent a lot. They don't get their work done correctly or on time. And that is really a biggie, especially on the time. Some people hold off to do their charts until after the end of their shift so they can get overtime. And I've been around a lot of people who did that. And they eventually get warnings and then discharge. So, all right. Okay, so that employability score is important. And now I'm going to start doing that too. All right, so 80%, if you have not noticed, is so very important. That is one reason why I jump up and down and encourage you guys to turn in your assignments, not to turn them in late for an assignment. If you drop below 80 on an assignment simply by turning it in past midnight, you drop down to 75%. So it's kind of a serious thing. Just pay attention to it. And I've noticed this Pete's course, you guys are doing better, and I think that's great because you're getting close to the end and you really don't want to be on the edge and maybe tip over because just a few things like being late a lot and things like that. So really focus on that. You guys are going to be RNs pretty soon. It's going to be cool. I can't wait to see how many of you guys pass your NCLEX first. May pass it the second time. You may have to retake it once, but I don't see anything past 2 times. I think the first time when people miss, it's because of the jitters. But after that, once they've done it, it's just like our final tests. We do that retake, and on average, most of the time, you guys make better. Sometimes, you make less, but most of the time you make better. And I think it's because you get to feel the test and see what it's like, and then you don't have the jitters as bad. All right, so I'm getting closing in on the end here. Let me see. Confidence is not created by being late or being neglectful or disrespectful to yourself. It will start getting smaller. You then will start believing you were mistaken, that you might not have been as great as you thought you were to come here, but you were. If you lose anything, it's the confidence, and if you lose your confidence, it's usually because you're not, standing up to whom you are. Maybe you're kind of sitting back too much or whatever, but who you are is maybe somebody smarter than that, but you've just kind of got maybe a addiction to it here. So knock that out. Get confidence in yourself. Be respectful to yourself. All right. I'll see y'all later. Bye.